Hello and welcome to this wonderful thing. Still in by my partner, Connor Compton. We are for a matchup here. We have the Washington Patriots and the Poudre College Gojo Tipoff classes here on the ridge. Quickly at the start for George Washington. We got number 0, Jaleel Lewis. We got number 11, Ben Gamerlich. Apologies for butchering his name. Number 20, Nicholas Sorensen. Number 3, Nadi Hama. And our final starter is hidden by everybody else. Number 5, Jeremiah Riley. And for Poudre, we got number 2, Gavin Ball. Number 3, Silas McCurdy. Number 6, what are your thoughts heading into this match?
Honestly, with the game starting on Wednesday, I think nobody seems to be kicking off and looking I don't know if I'm going to but I have a bit of a favorite for George Washington College. I just like the green a little bit. I don't know. I like
They have some pretty uniforms as we are off. We got Poudre moving it around the rim. That's going to be deflected but kept alive by Addington. Passes it out to Cox. And then swings it around. That's in the paint down low. Just dribble in. Shoots over him. And that is not going to fall.
just barely.
Gets his own
With
rebound.
the rebound. There we go.
That's Gavin Ball with the missed shot, his own rebound, and the 2 points. And so Poudre first on the board here, 2-0. So we've got Riley bringing up the court for George Washington. Dribbling some trouble, gets out of it. Zamovich gets screen, shoots over him, and misses.
Rim shot.
Poudre looking to move it in transition, going to slow it down. That's McKernan.
Going up for the
Drives
layup.
it.
Oh, just barely.
Going to tip off of Foster and out of bounds. Good movement by Poudre so far.
They seem to be displaying a lot of robust energy. It almost seems as if George Washington wasn't ready for it coming into this. They're trying to get, looks like they're trying to find their footing. And back up.
As that is going to be possessed by George Washington around the horn likely. Right, that's Riley with the ball now. And then back outside. The 3, that is going to be missed. Good rebound by Addington. So he's going to swing it out ball.
Second three-pointer shot of the game for George Washington so far.
Dribbled in, and that is going to be laid up and in by Caden Cox.
Poudre really making those fast and quick points. They're not going for any of the three-pointers yet, but I wonder if we'll see anything from them.
As George Washington once again bringing it around the horn.
They're passing. Another go for the 3, and it's all but net.
That's going
all
to be
net.
A 3 by Jeremiah Riley. 4-3 Poudre lead. They're stuck in the backcourt for a bit and going to get it across by McKernan. Over to Cox again. Woo! Back to Addington, and that is going to be a travel.
He lost his footing there.
Lost his footing as George Washington, a little bit of a small run of their own. Poudre lost their first matchup in this tournament on Wednesday to Vista Ridge, 49-43, and George Washington lost to the host, Fossil Ridge Sabercats, 79-34. What was an absolutely dominant display of the Sabercats, which we will see them next against Denver East.
Ooh, nice.
Good
really powered through all Poudre there.
Good work there by Riley, who's got all 5 points for George Washington. And once again, stuck in the backcourt through the pressure applied by George Washington. Going to drive in, and that is going to be another turnover. Good steal by Zamovich. That's going to be brought up and pushed. Zamovich in transition.
Nice.
Make the layup.
There we go.
7-0 run here by George Washington.
George Washington, they're really making
able to use their press to their advantage, but they get out of it. Cox, pull up 3. That's going to be rebounded by Addington. Missed. Ball.
Third time.
And that is going to be a rebound. That is actually McKernan. Apologies. And McKernan will get 2 from the free throw line. What do you think of the way that these teams have been able to take it into the paint and really just take it into each other very physically.
I think this is going to be very entertaining to watch overall. So far it has been with George Washington. They've kind of responded to Poudre's early points and more or less made up for the lack of the threes from early on. But regardless, we got Poudre shooting from free throws. 0 for 2.
McCurtain, he made one.
Did
He made one.
Maybe I'm just a little bit blind. He's going in. Go for the 3.
Zamovich
Just barely.
misses it.
Lobbed. Rebound for the 2.
That's a good rebound and putback by Hama. As good things happen as they're able to swarm the rim. 9-5 George Washington. And Cox going to get stuck. Going to swing it out.
Playing the passing game.
Back to
In,
Cox.
out, in.
That's going to be a foul
Shoot.
on number 20.
Darn. Only if.
Nicholas Sorensen. Put 2 hands on him. You can't put 2 hands on him. We've got just about under 5 minutes left in this first quarter. To inbound his ball. Gets to Addington. Sorry, that's Foster. Excuse me. Swung around. Now that goes to Addington. Now to Cox. And we're going to get a hold. George Washington playing physical, but racking up the fouls early and often. It's going to be on, let's see.
I didn't quite see that.
Number 23, Trey Bourne with the hold.
There's your answer.
As we are going to get a first timeout by George Washington. You don't have to talk about when they're like dribbling it and stuff and when they're shooting it. That's my job.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have just make your like comment.
Okay. And then just shut up. Okay.
And so now that we've got our first break, what do you think of these first 4 or so minutes of action, Connor?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie.
They've definitely been able to. While George Washington's taken a lot of threes, they haven't made any yet. They've been able to do their damage with the putbacks and just.
Well, no. They were good for one of the threes earlier. It was actually
that is correct.
Jeremiah Riley. Yeah.
But they have taken more threes than they have made, which tends to be the case. But they are like 1 for 4. Their real danger has come around the rim. And so that layup is going to go up and in for number 11, Luke Foster.
Love to see it.
As that is a 1-possession game. Swung outside to. Nope. That is going to be a push. The shot that was from Jaleel Lewis. Going to get our first sub of the game as Will Addington going to come out for Angel Miares. That's going to be under the basket. George Washington to throw it in. Pushed out. And that's going to be Riley again running the point for this team. Looking to clear out, go one-on-one with the mismatch on Cox. Drives by him. And we're going to get a foul on a push. He landed hard.
You could hear that one through the headphones. That was a thud and a half.
Yep, looks like it hit him in the hip and back region, but it's going to take a minute, but he's still going to shoot those free throws. That first foul is going to be on Caden Cox. That was good recognition by him to see the mismatch that he had with the larger man and just drive by him.
Definitely a power move.
First free throws, Riley's good. It is now 10-7. George Washington with a little over 4 minutes left as we got several more subs, including Cox coming out of the game and Lewis. New subs, number 20, Colton Mills Younger for Poudre, and then number 23, Trey Bourne for George Washington. Misses the second free throw. And now looking to break the press. It's over to Mijares. Looking for room. Number 2. That's ball. Gonna throw up the 3. No good. Rebound by Zabana. Now that's going to be carried up the court. Back to Riley. The 3. That is going to be missed and airballed by Nadi Hama.
Tough to see that.
Again, going from the 3. They made 1, but they still haven't had a lot of success. They seem to be more successful when they get in the paint. And now, quick press break. We got to Mijares. Ooh, able to stop in time. That's going to be a 3, and that's a miss for McKernan. It's going to be breaking the press again. That's Sorensen over in the corner.
For the 3 again.
3, and that is Zamovic, excuse me, the miss.
Phew.
Zamovic is also shaken up as Poudre Brings it back to the court. That's ball. Hands it off to McKernan. They get a screen from Mills Younger.
Oh,
That's
no.
going to be deflected.
George Washington had an opportunity there.
George Washington's been applying some great defensive pressure again. None of these teams shooting well from outside of the paint, but get them in the paint, and they're starting to prove their worth as Lewis is going to come back in for Hammer. And then for Poudre, Cox coming back in for Foster.
Taking it down to just over 3 minutes now.
Riley running the point again. Going to throw it over to Bourne. Bourne's going to dribble. And that's going back to Lewis. Now Zamovic going to carry it. Looks for a pass to Riley, and that's deflected by Ball. That's going to go to Sorensen. Scramble on the ground, and he gets it out. Good play by Sorensen on the floor. That's going to be Zamovic. Back over to Lewis. Looking for separation. Can't find it. Now back to Riley. He's going to slow things down here. Now that's Bourne. With the ball, top of the paint. Looking to set up a play for Riley. Can't get it. Zamovic going to take control. Now back to Bourne. Going to run the baseline. The floater's no good. Rebound.
Oh!
Still no good. And that is finally rebounded by Cox. Now McKernan. Once again, breaking their press. Looking to run in fast break. Gets by him. And that is going to be a foul first. Looks like it's going to be on. No, let's see who the number is. I think they got it on Riley for a hold down low. Both of these teams have been very good at drawing fouls so far.
All right.
That first one is going to be missed. What do you think about these teams' ability and their ability, looking for a better word, to get free throws?
I think I don't know a whole lot, but I think from what I've seen so far, it's been I think at or above average. Would you say?
It's been very good. Both of these teams are aggressive and they're hungry.
Both coming off of a loss from Wednesday, I think that just makes that drive that much more.
And now, after that first free throw, the lead is down to 2 for George Washington as Lewis going to drive in, and that is going to be blocked by Cox and gets his own rebound. He's going to swing it in transition to Mijares. Goes up. No good on the layup. Mijares gets his own rebound. He's pestered, and that is going to be a foul. Again, that's that aggressive defense being played by Washington, but just gets the foul as we've got another timeout for Poudre with just under 2 minutes left in this first quarter.
George Washington has doubled Poudre's fouls right now.
There, yeah. It is still a fairly... I feel like there's been more than 6 fouls, I got to be honest. But I think it speaks to the fact that they have been very impactful fouls with free throws, with hard landings. And so you can remember just about every one of those 6 fouls so far.
True, very true.
As that has not affected George Washington too much, as they still lead by 2. I think probably the biggest key for them is they got that one three-pointer. As
I also want to think so, too. I thought that was really interesting, how that kind of just, like, set up the game. I almost felt like it set up the game for them just a little bit. Kind of like that foundation, and they just went off of that.
Exactly. In a game that's going to be, appears to be very low scoring, every point matters. And 3 points is definitely worth more than 2.
That is true. That is true, Dylan.
A spectacular block by number 0, Jaleel Lewis, just able to elevate above everybody else and get the block. Going to remain Poudre ball, though. Ball to throw it in, speaking of which. And that is going to be stepped out of bounds. That's a great defensive effort by Bourne. Washington come out of the timeout with some tenacious defense.
I like the word tenacious.
They are. That's the perfect way to describe this team. Now, going back into McKernan. Now Mills Younger. Mijares drives in. Looking for space. Can't find it. McKernan pulls up from deep.
Oh!
No good. And that's going to be off of Lewis. Still not able to get that three-pointer.
Is that another foul?
Nope, no foul. Just foul.
Oh. It looks like they're setting up for one. I didn't hear anything, though.
Yeah. In a very physical game. Mills Younger, no man's land. Just going to elevate over and gets the layup. Nothing fancy, just playing some bully ball there. The football star taking his size to his advantage. Zamovic, excuse me. Apologies for mispronunciation as Poudre has tied it up. Lewis, That's going to go to the newcomer who missed it. That is number 10, Digby Marshall. Now it's McKernan bringing it up the court. Gets a screen from Younger. McKernan still running the offense. Mijares looking to drive. Gets stuck. Younger swings it. That's ball with a spin move. Younger. Mijares. Good ball movement. McKernan with 3. Yeah,
nice.
Gets it.
From this angle up, and from where he was shooting, that was dead on.
That was a crucial three-pointer for Poudre as they now lead 13-10. Now it's going to be Bourne running it out. I noticed Riley is out for a little bit. Going to need to look at some offense out of him as they turn it over. Good steal by McKernan. Ball running the court, and he is going to get fouled on a reach-in by Chris Fernandez. He's going to shoot 2.
Here we go. Another one.
Poudre has absolutely turned it around since their last time out, coming out with 5 points in just under 2 minutes as we have just about 30 seconds left in this first quarter.
Awesome to see it move it like that.
And that first one is good for ball. A first quarter is absolutely crucial as it really sets the tone for the game, but I'd argue the second quarter is more important to see how you respond to that first quarter. And
I say that first quarter is kind of like the foundation, and then that second quarter is when you put up your scaffolding. Exactly. And if your scaffolding isn't good, third quarter, everything collapses.
That is a great construction joke from the Ace Hardware worker, Connor Tomatich. That second free throw fell for ball as he's going to go across. That is a weird dribble by... Yep, there's the double dribble. We do not have a number for the player. We have the number. We got number 31, but he does not have an assigned name. Now,
that is interesting.
Yeah, so apologies, number 31, and anyone who's supportive number 31 at George Washington, we do not have your name available. And that is going... Poudre swinging around, last second shot. Cox going to have to put it up, and Cox gets it right before the buzzer. 17-10 Poudre as they go on a 9-0 run in that first quarter. What did you like from Poudre in that end of that first quarter?
I think it's interesting. They came out with such, explosive energy at the start, and then George Washington, I feel like, was just kind of like struggling to catch up after that. I mean, sure, they made a bit of a comeback with like that 10-6 streak, but then Poudre really, rallied back as well with what that 11 points of their own, and not a single point George Washington scored. I think that was pretty crazy to see.
Basketball is a game of runs, and that was one of the most important runs you'll see all game. A very interesting point is Riley, number 5 for George Washington, did not play in the Fossil game. For whatever reason, he was unavailable. We do not know the reason. But during his minutes, you could tell George Washington looked energized. They were moving the ball. They were able to get better looks. As soon as he went out, then things started to look worse for them. That's when Poudre went on that big run.
It was interesting because it's almost like, not saying anything, but he definitely one of the shorter kids that was on the court at the moment, but he was doing the most impactful. It was kind of crazy to see, but it's really cool that he's putting in all that effort, and it's really paying off for the team.
A proper facilitator like Riley, just with his ability to pass and score, is truly a dynamic player. As he will start the third quarter. It appears that both teams they moved just about all of their starters. Everyone on the court is currently a starter except for Mijares, who is the first one off the bench and is still getting big minutes for Poudre.
I would argue, though, that he's been making some plays that have been beneficial to Poudre. Absolutely.
As Zamovic got the ball, and that is going to be a foul on number 2 for a hand check. As the Poudre coach...
He's getting real verbal over there. Getting fired up.
He is indeed. Jeff Brubaker was not happy with the defense. Tell him to keep his hands out. Let's see if we can improve on that. Is Riley going to go up against Ball again? That was Ball's first foul of the game. Bourne now with the ball. It's a screen from Sorensen. That's going to be deflected by
Tipped
Ball.
Up.
Sorensen still got it. Swings it. Zamovic, 3. Nope. Ooh. Good rebound by Foster. Now McKernan. Press breaker over to Ball. Looking inside to Cox. Gets it to him. Covered by Riley. Riley, yep, it's going to hold him on the arm. That's going to be 2 shots for Cox.
I think that's really interesting that Zamovic that he's been shooting. I've noticed he shot a lot of threes so far.
He is definitely quick to pull the trigger, but just that hasn't fallen for him. Didn't fall for him in the last game either, as he only got 4 points on 1 of 8 shooting.
I think that he definitely could be used in the right way, but maybe he just needs to find his stride.
I would definitely recommend getting into the paint more, passing the ball, looking to get himself wide open shots instead of taking up what somewhat contested threes, as those 2 free throws good for Cox. Good free throw shooting by Poudre so far, as their lead is ballooned to 9 with 7 minutes in the second quarter.
Almost double that, 19-10.
It's going to be driven in. Bourne tripped up but saves his feet, and that is a good deflection.
Tried that underhand pass there. Poudre gets it back.
Now McKernan is going to make another layup. And now they are officially doubling up the Patriots, 21-10. Sounds like a football score with the Patriots, you know?
Except the other way around.
Indeed. Now Riley. Now to Zamovic. Gonna drive. Gets back. 3.
Boy was on the floor.
Makes it.
There it is.
That is.
Finally paid off for him.
There you go. If Zamovic can make his shots, then he can become a deadly shooter. As now Cox. Yeah, the big man's going to struggle with it. Ball. And that is going to be a nice little floater. Just a good, smart play there, as it is 23-13 Poudre. Now Riley. Going up against Ball. Looking for space, can't find it. Just going to hand the ball off to Hama, excuse me. And Hama pulls up. And that's going to be a good rebound by Ball. Once again, Poudre looking to run it in transition. Slows it down for a minute. Switches to McKernan inside to Foster. Gets him to jump. Can't make the shot. Good rebound. And that is going to be a foul on Bourne. As once again, Caden Cox going to the line. That is a tall high schooler right there.
55?
Yes, Cox.
Holy.
We don't have an official height measurement, but I would more than be happy to say anywhere around 6'5" to 6'7". That man
I would agree. Pushing 6'8".
Yeah, and he's still a junior. He's got 1 more year after this as he makes his first free throw. Also a very good free throw shooter. Made his last 3 in a row. Red sub is going to be Brady Santillanes, a freshman. And another one by Cox. 25-13 Poudre.
Yowza.
Cox has been a dominant force inside to start this.
Washington needs to pick up the pace.
As Riley looks to make something happen. Zamovic gets the pass. Looks to shoot, can't get to it. Bourne going up against the larger Cox. And now going in. That's going to go out to Riley. Looking to pull up, can't pull the trigger. Now it's going to be a drive. Back out to Riley. Ooh, good fake. Just can't make it. Rims out.
Robbed.
And that is McKernan with the rebound. Now to Cox. Back to McKernan. Now to Ball. That backcourt of McKernan and Ball has looked very solid to start this game. And that is going to be a hand check on number 3, Nadi Hama. As we are going to get free throws here. Second foul on Hama. Let's see what will come out. This is a very similar problem that George Washington had in their last game. They gave up way too many free throws. As during their game against Fossil Ridge attempted 27 free throws last game.
Really? Do you know how many of them made?
They went 15-27. So that is room for improvement for Fossil Ridge, which, again, in our next game, it will be Fossil Ridge, Denver East at 6 o'clock. A rematch from last year's Gojo's Classic, which was an 11-point game, an absolutely stunning game. Hopefully we'll have more of the same here as George Washington turns it over again.
Love to see fast action games.
This game's moving fast, and it seems to be benefiting Poudre as they get out in transition once again. And that is going to be held up. That was the freshman Santillanes, but just couldn't make a move with it. It's going to get held up, but the possession arrow is with Poudre, so we will stay here. Ball to inbound. Out to McKernan, back to Ball. Gets around Sorensen, just misses the layup.
Out of bounds.
But good effort play by Santillanes. The freshman really earning his stripes and earning his team another possession. Now Ball again to inbound over to Cox. Now, back into Cox. Back out to Ball. Three-pointer. No good. That rebound's going to be Riley. He's going to run in transition. Got a one-on-one. And that is going to be a block on number 1, Mijares, as Riley looking to swing momentum back in the favor of George Washington. 27-15.
You can see that Riley's really trying to make something happen here, and I can't say I appreciate that because I'm I'm just here talking about the game, but I think that the effort that's being put in from him is definitely a lot.
You can tell some of his shots aren't falling either as he misses the free throw, looking to hit more of his shots as with just over 4 minutes, Poudre with the ball. Swing it, McKernan down to Cox. Gonna pull up, gets it. Good little 1-2 step into the shot as Cox right now is dominating the game. Riley just gonna look at take it to the bucket, and he does. Good, strong play.
We're getting more back and forth here.
Still a 12-point game as McKernan and Ball bring it up to press break. McKernan gets the ball wide open. 3. Just short. Good rebound by Riley. Riley has been a very good defensive rebounder so far.
It feels like he's been almost a star player.
I would say he's been the best player for George Washington. Zamovich going to miss the 3. And that's going to be rebounded by Cox. Now, McKernan. And that is going to be stolen from behind by Bourne, but it is going to tip off of Riley on a rare... No, that is, Lewis. And that is going to stay Poudre ball, just under 4. Ball going to get a rest as we see the re-entry for number 11, the starter Luke Foster.
We got just under 4 minutes left in the second quarter.
So we have another timeout as Poudre just continues to extend their lead on George Washington. Why do you think they've been so successful?
Well, I think Poudre, we've said it before and I'll say it again, George Washington going for a lot of threes, not making a lot of them. I also feel like Poudre almost has, I don't know, it almost seems as like a height advantage in a way. The team, I don't know if that has much to do with it, but I think a lot of the rebounds and layups and such might be because of that extra reach. Also, but I think granted, George Washington has definitely a lot of mobility shown by Riley and others, but again, I really want to see them make something happen here because I really think they can, but it's almost like it just hasn't quite happened yet.
You make a great point about Poudre. They may not, I'm not positive they are taller, but they're playing taller. They're playing bigger. And sometimes it's just the mentality. When you're able to play like the bigger team, then you will act like the bigger team. You'll get more of those hard rebounds, more of those hard fouls, be able to play stronger than your opponent.
It's almost like that mental boost.
And so, Poudre,
confidence, if you will.
They are definitely playing with confidence. As Cox, the confidence to take a 3. Oh, that rims out. The big man.
It's almost like he was hearing us talk about him.
Almost took down the house. As Lewis going to slip. Ooh, that looked ugly.
Excuse me, sorry. I got a little bit excited.
Mijanes falters in transition. Foster pestered Mijanes. And that is going to be a good steal by George Washington. Now in transition, Bourne.
What a layup. Here we go.
Strong layup.
Making something happen now.
Trey Bourne with the layup. As we are going to get a quick timeout from Poudre. Just not happy with the way that entire play went.
Because they, you see the coach with the little court board and they're like, let's do that, and let's do this. But then George Washington comes out and more or less takes it for themselves and they play their play.
Exactly.
It's cool to,
See the coaching battle going back and forth.
Yeah.
As that was Hama with the steal who was able to throw it up to Trey Bourne, who made a strong contested layup over Poudre. I think another key for Poudre has been their ability to play good defense without fouling.
They've definitely played it safe, but not safe to the point where they've been letting stuff go.
Because I think what George Washington does, they're a little too handsy. They're
aggressive.
They're poking and they're prodding, and it's not working for them. As Poudre is just using their quick feet and able to go straight up with their hands. And they're playing smart, good defense without racking up a lot of fouls.
I'm not sure, but the score might be getting to him a little bit.
As McKernan inbounds it, Siones. That's not right. Apologies. Santias, excuse me. Now back to Santias. Now Cox pulls up for another three. Aw, just short. He had confidence in it too. Zamovich transition deflected. Sorensen
Getting back.
George Washington still has it. Zamovich mid-range, and he is going to be fouled.
I think it's those points, those shots that Jamovich and others make that I almost feel like they're rushed. Poudre, when they're down in their half, it feels like they take their time a little bit. They pass around a little more, but George Washington, they've been kind of like, once they get down there, they're like, yeah, let's shoot it. Let's go, 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 go.
Zamovich definitely has a quick trigger. He had a good shot, but you could tell he rushed it. He wasn't able to get the and one, but he will get 2 free throws, and he makes the first.
Even these 2 free throw points are crucial. Makes both of them.
As now George Washington only down by 8, 29-21, but a fairly high-scoring game for both of these teams who scored less than 45 last game. Now, Poudre, Mills Younger, who has just entered the game, McKernan gets a screen, pulls up from mid-range, gets it. Good shot job by McKernan. Without ball, no balls back on the court. With McKernan and ball on the court, this Poudre backcourt again, I can't talk about how good they are as Bourne drives it in. It's going to be handed off. Sorensen looks kind of lost. Zamovich looking to pull up. He's going to drive, and he's going to be fouled by Sentiona. It's just he was trying to reach with his hands. That's a bad indication. Excuse me, that's Mills Younger with the foul.
I feel like they George Washington, they took their time a little bit more that play, but
what we've seen this time is, as Zamovich, he makes the first one, is he's been willing to get into the paint more and not just settle for the three, which has resulted in free throws on back-to-back trips.
Yeah.
And again, he's made 3 in a row so far. If he can make this 4th one, he will have cut the deficit back down to 9. And he does. Another good pair of free throws by Zamovich. Ball. Now throws it over to Foster. Sorry, that's not Foster. That was Addington. Now Ball with the ball again. Ball the ball handler. Now Mills Younger. That's Addington. Now swings it to McKernan. Addington got some space. Ball. Another swing pass to Mills Younger. Can't shoot it. Good passing here by Poudre as Cox down low with a mismatch. Gets doubled. And we're going to get a foul on number 11, Zamovich, for hitting his knee and leaning into him.
I think I've also noticed that when Poudre does a lot of their passing, they do it outside of the paint. They allow themselves more space, but when they really want to make that shot, they either do it from outside of the paint or they really get in there with one drive.
They run a very similar 5-out type play where they center everyone around the perimeter or near the perimeter, and then they finally start moving people in and out, but they don't just hunker down in the paint. They allow themselves more room and more space. As that is going to be, Cox goes 1 for 2 from the line, just under 2 minutes. Poudre up, 32-23. And now it's going to be Riley once again running the point. Bourne. And we're going to get a foul on Will Addington, who is subbed back in the game. Holding there, as we are going to get free throws for Nicholas Sorensen. We are now in the bonus for both teams, as no matter the foul, we will be shooting free throws for the last 2 or so minutes of the half. Sorensen makes the first. As we talked about, this free throw battle is going to be crucial, especially with how often these teams are fouling and getting to the line. Sorensen.
George Washington making those free throws.
As they are able to cut it to 7. It should be 7, I believe. As Ball able to carry up the court. That was a very sneaky play design by Poudre. And yes,
8.
It is 7. Good work.
7.
Ooh, boy. What a 3 by McKernan. And he is just like that, able to throw it back to a 10-point lead. Wow, what a shot.
That was pretty awesome.
That looked like almost NBA range from this point of view. And now Zamovich swings it back out to Riley.
Aggressive pass.
Riley getting some space inside. Strong drive. Just can't get the shot to fall. Now, just over a minute. Ball to McKernan. Now that's to McKernan. Now back to Ball. Looking to gain some space. That's going to be Addington in the corner. Missed the shot. Good rebound by himself. Now Mills Younger in the paint. Can't quite get the layup to fall. Just misses it.
George
Zamovich
Washington.
running it in transition. Step back three.
Ooh, nice.
That's what we talked about with Zamovich. Is if he can get that shot to fall, which he did.
He's starting to heat up.
Zamovich heats up. That's giving George Washington a real big advantage as they still trail by 7. Just under 30 seconds as Poudre are going to play for the last shot here. They're going to double everywhere. Now Addington back to Ball. Just about 10 seconds. Here comes that play design they're looking for. Let's see what they do. They're going to run it. Space. They've got 4 seconds. And that's going to be a good pull-up shot by Ball. As we're going to head into half with a 9-point lead. 37-28 Poudre. Any last thoughts before we take our break?
You know, I think Poudre, again, they're taking their time outside of the paint. They're really almost being methodical with where they put the ball. It's either on the in an outside corner or kind of like a middle of the perimeter, kind of like towards the 45-degree angle of the perimeter. It's you see that placing over and over again, and I don't know. It seems to be working for them. George Washington, I don't know. They haven't been switching it up a lot from what I've seen. Maybe they need to try and switch it up. I don't know, but from what I've seen so far, I think Poudre's looking extremely strong.
George Washington definitely looking that they were able to put it together late in that second half, but Poudre's still been able to hang with them, and George Washington's going to have to overcome a 9-point deficit as once again, Poudre lead 37-28 in halftime. We will see you in T-minus, call it 8 or so minutes. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Poudre versus George Washington, as Poudre currently leads 37-28. We are having students file in for Fossil Ridge Denver East, which will once again be live on our channel coming up next. That'll be a big game. Excited to see you there for it. Connor, how you feeling about this second half?
Second half, honestly, what I want to happen, or what I think's gonna happen?
What do you think's gonna happen?
Poudre's gonna ball out based off of what's happening. Like, they're gonna continue to keep the lead. What I want to happen is George Washington to somewhat retaliate, but we'll see what happens.
They've been starting to. They're definitely playing more back and forth than they were for the most of the first part of that second quarter. What's very interesting, though, is the number of points both these teams have put up. As, once again, Poudre 37 almost nearly matches their previous game of 43. And George Washington only scored 34, now currently with 28.
You said, go ahead.
George Washington only scored 12 in the first half last time. Now you may speak.
I didn't Poudre play Vista Ridge.
Vista Ridge, yes. They did play Vista Ridge, who is a very talented 6A team along with them. Just about all of these teams in this tournament are 6A except for Windsor, who is 5A. And trapped in a quarter now. Washington looking down low. Sorensen with a mid-range floater. Can't get it. Rebound. Ball. Well, that's not ball. That is McKernan. Now to ball. Now in the corner. Back to ball. Looking for some leverage. He's going to call a play here. Addington. Now to Cox. He's been electric all game. Now to Addington. We've got all of our starters out. We got a holding call on number 3 of George Washington. Nadi Hama, who has definitely had a lot of fouls on him. 3 fouls for number 3 in green.
Let's see if Cox can keep up the energy second half.
He plants himself in the paint as they're moving around the perimeter. Now Cox gets it. Wide open 3.
Well, the answer is yes. The answer is yes.
First points of the second half scored by Cox and a big 3-pointer. Now Riley, that is tipped off his foot and off another Poudre player, as it will be George Washington ball, down by 12 early in this third quarter. Throws it out to Riley. Got that mismatch on Cox last time he went to attack that.
Let's see what happens here.
Looks like he might do the same, or just going to default to another player. And that's Hama. And he's going to be fouled by Foster. Again, see an early trend of fouls here in this second half.
It is interesting. Would you say it's good for either team?
I would say it's probably good for George Washington. Slows the game down. If they can keep the foul balance even, especially after that first half, it's a big win for them.
Sure.
Now Riley brings it in. Sorensen. Good pass down low. Goes up with contact. And good defense by Cox, but a rebound by Sorensen. Riley. Out to the corner. 3-pointer.
Nice.
Money. And that is by number 3, Nadi Hama, who's looking to make a big impact in this second half. Lead back down to 9. Got just over 6 minutes left in this third quarter as Cox on the perimeter. And that's going to be swung around the ball. Looking for some inside, can't find it. Riley with the steal. Going to slow it down. Looking for somebody.
Backpedals a little bit.
And now they're just going to set up their half-court offense. Zamovic had the open 3, decided not to take it. Definitely a smart move. That's going to be passed down low to Hama. Now back out up top. Riley gets an open 3. You know he's taking it.
Oh,
he's not making it.
Rebound.
But a good rebound. Oh, and it looks like Zamovic got hit in the head. I didn't quite see what happened. As there was definitely some contact down low in the paint, but they're just going to take a minute, see if he's all right.
He's going to walk it off.
Sure enough, staying in the game. What a warrior. And now, Riley in the backcourt, guarded by Mijares. He's going to look to make a move, and he does. Good crossover. Pulls up. Oh, what a pass.
That was awesome.
That's a great play by Hama.
That was awesome. See, this is what I was talking about, how they need to switch it up. They're switching it up. I like to see that. And it's definitely working out for them, more so than it was before.
High praise definitely deserved for Riley, who has been putting on a clinic here. And that's going to be a hold on number... Is that on Hama again? No, that's going to be a foul on one of the Poudre players. Number 3, McKernan. So
There we go.
right number, wrong jersey. Once again, if George Washington win that foul battle, it would be a big advantage as Riley take up the court. There have been plenty of praises for Riley as he has looked outstanding so far, especially in the second half. Now Lewis, Zamovich. Back to Lewis. They're going to set up with Riley. Looking for something. Swing it out wide. Not a lot of movement going on for George Washington. Now back out to Riley. Gets a contested
Up.
3. No good.
Just a little bit short.
I don't know what Hama was thinking. It looks like he was going to dunk it, but he was nowhere near that ball. McKernan. Transition 3, no good. That's going to go back to George Washington. George Washington starting off with a pretty good second half so far.
They're definitely retaliating, like I hope they would.
Their offense has looked a lot better. They're still a little bit stagnant, got their feet flat, but they're getting the points to fall. They're making the right reads. Zamovich. And just as I said that, there's going to be a turnover for George Washington.
Seemed as a bit of a misread pass.
The announcer curse is real, I'm telling you.
I was thinking it, didn't want to say it.
As Ball going to take the ball up the court for Poudre. Now Mijares. And that is another bad pass. As once again, Brubaker, the head coach for Poudre, is just like so upset, looking for a tip, and I can tell you for sure that was definitely not tipped. And now, Riley passes out to Zamovich. He's somewhat open, but he travels into the shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can't take those 2 steps. You got to dribble first.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like he couldn't dribble. The ball was there. As get another sub for Poudre, as that is going to be number 5, Blake Brewster, making his first appearance, the freshman, in for number 10, Will Addington. Yeah, no, Brewster, you can tell, is a freshman. Definitely a smaller player. What I've seen so far, he's got some pretty good skills. Now Mijares, corner the ball. Off the front rim. Good rebound by Sorensen through the contact of his own player.
Riley up.
Ooh, good pass to Hama. Just not able to do anything. Sorensen. Back to Hama. Now Riley, open shot in the corner for Lewis. Going to take it. Not going to make it.
Oh, man.
Oh, good defense by Sorensen as McKernan falls. Oh,
No,
he missed the layup.
No.
It makes it hard to win when you've got when you're missing layups like that. As Riley with the foul.
That was hard to watch.
That's a frustrating play for a coach.
Nonetheless, there's still time left. Plenty of time left. Scores stayed stale at 40-33 Poudre.
Again, both of these teams did have scoring troubles last game. Again, they were appearing to pick it up, and they still have, but definitely going through a dry spell, which both these teams are prone to, with just over 3 minutes left in this third quarter.
See if they can make stuff happen.
Ball, Brewster. Mijares had an open shot, elected not to take it. Now Cox out wide. Not going to get it. Ball. Brewster, no. Looking around the perimeter. Mijares working it in. Good shot. Not able to make it, though. Good play by...
Oh, no. Oh, my man.
Marshall.
Oh.
And now Riley. Pestered. Now Hama. Riley looking to make something happen. Gets it back to Hama. Found in some trouble. Now back to Zamovich. Looking for a screen. Now it just passes out to Riley. One more pass. Still nothing. It's going to be a drive by Lewis. Couldn't make the layup.
Oh!
Definitely got some good chances here on both ends. Just a bit of a dry spell. Ball in transition. McKernan. Oh, yeah, that's a foul.
Oh.
That is going to be on Hama with his 4th foul. Yeah, that's pretty cut and dry. You can't run into the player like that.
That is against the rules.
That is 3-on-3 crime right there. And for the 3. As Hama going to sit with 4 fouls. I believe that it is 5 and you are officially have to come out. And so Hama will likely sit for an extended period of time as McKernan makes his first one.
Looking for the second. Second is good.
As Marshall forgot that there were 3 free throws, but he will get another chance. There's Trey Bourne going to be the sub in for Hama.
Up
Makes
and in.
all 3. Those are some big free throws, and that extends the lead back to 10.
I think that was really big for Poudre, especially with what's going on with the scores right now.
Double-digit lead is always important. As Cox, that's going to be a foul on him. You can't bring those hands down.
Those double digits are definitely giving them some breathing room.
It's Marshall looking to make a big impact off the bench, looking to get a couple of those free throws back with free throws of his own. As Cox going to have his 3rd free throw. I don't know what just happened. Something. I think it was a violation by somebody because we're only shooting 1 now. Okay. Okay, so we got some interaction between Ball and Lewis down on the block. And we've got another violation. I did not hear who the violation was on, but that is not good.
That is tough for George Washington.
Pair of free throw opportunities and just can't capitalize. Mijares looking for room, can't find it. Brewster, Ball, swinging it out.
Playing around the world here.
Ooh, good play by Brewster. And
nice, and it's in.
Freshman with the 3. 13-point lead. Good minutes by Brewster so far in his first appearance of the game. As he's going to get put around by Riley, though. Wide open. 3. No good. He's getting the space, just can't make the shot. Now Brewster over to Ball. Gonna drive in. Floater. Oh, well short. Mijares, rebound. No good still. And we are going to get a technical on Brubaker, who is very upset with the no call on the foul.
Ooh.
Very heated for Brubaker. Seems like with your team up by 13, seems like a very inopportune time to argue.
I was going to say, what are you arguing for?
I know you want to extend your lead, and I know that you think it was a foul. It's a very emotional game, but you're just shooting your own team in the foot there, especially with where you're at.
Very emotional.
Brubaker, you can tell he's a very passionate, a very involved coach, but again, that tends to bite him. As those are for 2 free throws are going to be good by Zamovich. And that is going to be George Washington ball as well. That might be exactly what they need to get back into it. As the lead is down back to 11, just under 2 minutes in this 3rd quarter. Going to swing it around. Riley up top. Now Zamovich gets it in. Marshall. Little jumper. No good. Rebound. Brewster gets stuck. Passes it out to McKernan.
Ooh.
McKernan finds some space. Now Ball drives it. And that is going to be a good jump ball. Good rebound by both Marshall and Ball.
There was some travel sideline calls made by various players/coaches. I heard.
Yes, he heard George Washington wasn't happy. It looks like everyone on this Poudre team is very eager to move their feet.
Oh!
It cost them as Riley hits the floor. And that is going to be a foul on Marshall.
Sorry, but that was crazy.
That was a wonderful play there by McKernan. Just able to go in for the layup through the contact and bang it home. The lead ballooned back up to 13 for Poudre as McKernan has been great at drawing free throws and making them. Let's see what he does here.
See if they can make it 15.
He does. Well, it's 14 because it's an and one.
Oh. Genius.
Connor failed 8th grade math. That's not true. I'm spreading
No,
rumors.
I failed 8th grade PE.
And now that is going to be a shot for George Washington, and that falls, and it is a 3. Looks like his foot might have been on the line. Refs disagree. Sorensen with 3. Okay. Right now the scoreboard currently counts it as a 2. I'm very confused on what's going on as we're going to have a travel first. Follow the scoreboard. As currently the scoreboard says it is 12. One of the officials initiated that it was a 3, but they are in disagreement as that is going to be a good block by number 22, Pierce Decker, also a freshman who came in a while ago, but just failed to mention it. Decker's been putting in some solid minutes. I don't believe he has any points yet, but he's been playing very good for Poudre. Part of this big run they've been on. Sorensen with the ball. Looking for space. Now Zamovic. Oh, he's got space. Takes the three. Rims out. Not able to make enough of those shots as Ball taking it up the court. Now looking for space. Now Mijares. Now back out to Ball. Ball looking for that last second shot. Good defense by Zamovic. Now Mijares.
Shot clock ticking down to 5.
Looks like
4,
Ball's going to want to take
3, 2.
McKernan long three. No
Oof.
good. And not enough time as it currently stands. Poudre, double-digit lead, up 49-37 with 1 quarter to go. What stood out to you most during that third quarter?
George Washington making a difference in their plays, but almost still going back to what they had before. They're keeping some of the old, mixing in some new. I think they should take out some more of the old more than keep in. But I also think that Poudre's being a little more methodical with their shots as well. They're that last play right before the timer ran out, they really took their time. Granted, I also think that has partly to do with the lead that they have also, but nonetheless, they're I think they're really hashing out all their options when they have the ball.
Now that Poudre has the lead with only 8 minutes left, 12 points, do you really think that they're going to start to slow things down and just try and control the pace of the game?
Honestly, I think that'd be more of a smart play instead of just going completely aggressive, because I don't know if this completely applies to basketball, but when you're doing stuff faster, you might make more mistakes then. But if you just kind of pump the brakes a little bit and actually understand what you're doing, then that could turn out much better for you than if you were to just pedal to the metal and see where that takes you.
Yeah, especially if fast break can be fine. Don't worry about that. And so now George Washington with the ball. Riley has played this entire second half and he's been the catalyst for just about all of George Washington's offense.
That is the truth.
As he's got the ball back here. Swing it to Zamovic. Now down low. Back out. And he traveled first. Tough one. He missed the shot anyways. So once again, George Washington needing to limit some of their mistakes here.
That would be beneficial to them.
Now Brewster over to Ball. Now Mijares again. Playing a very young, very small lineup is Poudre. That's going to be Ball. Missed the shot. And that is going to be deflected out of bounds by No, they're going to say it was off of... Who was that? Number 22, Decker. One of the... I believe it's 2 freshmen on the court and one of 3 freshmen on the team. Swings out Sorensen. Going to pull up for 3. No good.
Not quite.
It looked like a good shot. Just couldn't get it to fall. McKernan continuing to push the pace. Brewster.
Wow.
Throws it out. Now Ball. Mijares got an open shot. Going to take it. No
Just
good.
barely.
Now we're going to get Bourne running it up. Now Zamovic looking to make a move, and we're going to get a hand check on Brewster. Yes, Brewster. Again, one of their younger freshmen going to still look how to play high school level defense. Just isn't quite there yet. But again, it's difficult for any freshman to come up and play varsity their first year.
Sure, with that huge also age gap.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much, I guess, necessarily skill gap, but that age gap also.
It can also
inexperience.
Purely, yeah, that inexperience. You can tell that Brewster is definitely the shortest player on the court right now. Now Zamovic going to take a tough mid-range, missed it. Not a pretty shot there. As Ball once again bringing it up the court. Now Mijares. Good deflection by Bourne. But Ball keeps in their possession. Going to drive. Good steal by Bourne. But Ball gets it back. And he was fouled. Yep, that's Hama, who drew his 5th foul, which, if I am correct, I believe I am, he's done. He came back in to start the 4th quarter, played just about 2 minutes, and drew his 5th foul. And he has to come out first. Tough game for Hama. He made a couple big shots, a couple big defensive plays, but just couldn't keep his hands out of the cookie jar as he fouls out with 6 minutes left in the game. First one by Ball is no good. Poudre still 12-point lead with 6:30 left as Mijares, after putting in a great effort this second half, will sit for a bit as the giant himself, Cox, comes back in the game. Makes it. And now it is a 13-point lead, 50-37 for Poudre. Swings it around. It's going to be Lewis with an arching three. Misses it. Good rebound by McKernan. Now he's going to push the pace here. Goes inside to Cox. Outside to Ball. Three. Got it.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Big three-pointer. That is now a
Poudre's
16-point lead.
Poudre's making moves.
Zamovic makes a three.
They're being patient. When they slip up, when George Washington slips up, they take full advantage of it.
And now, Poudre with a 13-point lead as we take a timeout. I believe that 16 points was the biggest lead for Poudre all game, but George Washington and Zamovic specifically able to make that three, keep it a closer contest. It is not quite out of reach, but things are certainly slipping away.
I agree. Unfortunate as that is, it is true.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
I think for the key for this George Washington game, or this George Washington team, in fact, is to just continue to play good offense and just worry about not fouling on the defensive end.
I think that'd be beneficial. No fouling would be beneficial.
As they've been better on the way through so far, as there's only 4 team fouls apiece. But again, we are slated to have both teams in the bonus with still just about 4 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
Poudre ready to take it on the sideline. That's going to be Ball to inbound. And now throws it out. Now back to Ball. Going to bring it up with McKernan.
See what happens.
Now over the ball. McKernan and Ball are great at running that double bring up the court. Brewster with a good move there. Now Ball making moves of his own. As he's going to be pushed out by Bourne. Double team Washington. Now he gets it out. Brewster, the freshman. Oh, airballed it. That looked good from here.
Wow.
Just, ooh.
That move for the George Washington play made him look like he was breakdancing.
That was nasty. Fortunately, just couldn't make the shot. He was right on target, but the tiny freshman with too much power on that shot. Oh, boy.
Oh, my
Riley,
goodness.
with a rare error. And that is going to lead to Luke Foster coming back in the game.
A fatal error.
This is just how the season has gone for George Washington so far. Just looking quite rough to start things off.
Phew.
That's McKernan. He's going to get it turned over. Zamovic gets it turned back over. And McKernan misses the shot. Now going to look to push it. We got Riley in transition. Pulls it back. Now Zamovic. Resets. Bourne. Now to the corner. Sorensen.
Just short.
Yep, but Riley gets the rebound. And it's deflected by Ball. Good reach, but good job by Zamovic to recover. Now Bourne moves it through, up and under, just can't get it to fall. Good defense by Poudre to not allow that to go through. We got just over 4 minutes left. You can feel the hopes for George Washington slowly fade away as Poudre takes more and more control. Now Brewster back out as a ball, getting some opening. Going to drive, and he's going to be fouled by Riley, who can... You can tell he's frustrated, he's exhausted. He's played a good game so far, but not able to do quite enough for his team.
I think he's done just enough. I mean, probably done more than enough, arguably.
He's been the best player in green. I can say that by far.
Yeah. I can agree.
Able to pick everything up as Ball, once again, has been a major part of this team. Brewster, the freshman, likely making his last appearance as Mijares comes back from his rest. The lead is now back up to 15, 55-40.
Yikes.
swinging around. Now Riley. We're going to get a bucket in return. Swung out wide. Up top. Just moving the ball around. Riley, good mid-range, and he sinks it.
There we go. I don't know. they're really going to have to put it into gear, like now, if they want to make something happen.
They aren't showing much urgency. It appears that this team is already ready to pack it in. Yep, Riley's going to make the contact, and that is going to be a foul. No free throws, though. As now the team from now on will shoot. That is Riley's 4th foul so far. Anymore, and he will join Hama on the bench. All good attempt by McCurran. Can get it, and that is going to be a foul on number 0, Jaleel Lewis. Did I say that right? Apologies. Yep, that is Jaleel Lewis. Once again, Cox been less of an impact in this second half, but going to get 2 big free throws here.
Still been present, though.
With his size, it's hard not to be present as he makes the first one. And then going to make them both. Once again, the lead is 15. Just over 3 minutes left. Going to get an open shot. Lewis, nope, not going to take it. Sorensen, back to Lewis. Good zone defense by Poudre again. Opening Zamovich, he's not going to hesitate.
Oh!
This is it. As he is helped up by Mijares. Now out wide, ball, hard to see. Cox, corner 3, got it.
Wow, nothing but net.
A big man with range. Nothing more valuable than a big man who can score with range.
That advances the lead to 60-42 with an 18-point lead.
And Cox goes straight up. Good defense and a rebound. Just as I say, he's been quiet. He comes with a quick 5 points, good defense, and a rebound.
Silent but deadly.
Indeed. And now that is Foster.
Wow.
Lead back up to 20. Or back up to 20. Up to 20 for the first time this game. So we've got just under 2.5 minutes here. Now swinging out wide. Riley. Nope. At this point, it's all about personal stats. As Poudre going to start to look to just run the clock out. Or, yeah, Mijares. And, oh, that's almost going to be turned over. Very impressive showing for Poudre as they're going to walk out of here with their first win on the season. Throwing up from deep from a current.
Wow.
Oh, that's a pretty shot.
Phew.
That guy's got some range. Now, Poudre is getting ready to play their final game of this tournament on Saturday against the always dangerous Denver East, who, again, is going to play against Fossil in our next matchup.
At 6.
At 6, yes. Which is, we're definitely not going to reach it by 6, but we will definitely be here. It will probably be 6:10. So, you know, I'm not going to guesstimate forever, but so Poudre going to go to 1-1. It's a very dangerous Denver East team. George Washington, on the other hand, will drop to 0-2, which is odd because they finished as the 5A, which now they are 6A. As the 16 seed last year, they played a very, very solid season, but just not able to recreate the magic. Next up for them, they are done for this tournament, actually. Their next game will be against Northfield on next Monday.
Oh.
Deflected. It's going to be taken up. Good jump step.
Was that a travel?
Can't make
Looked a little bit, but I guess not.
It was close. Familiar size with the jump step. It's very cool. That was Chris Fernandez back in the game for the first time in a while. Now ball. Yeah, that's a foul. On 2 hands, yeah. I get that that's a foul, but I think just about everyone's ready to call it wraps. What is your biggest takeaway from this game, Tommy?
There are teams that are fast-paced, but make often more mistakes. And there are teams that are a little more methodical, and it can pay off more, but not always.
Slow and steady wins the race. That's what they always say is ball, more free throws for him. He's putting an impressive showing. Now it's going to be Bourne. Fernandez with just over a minute left. Bourne in the corner, no good. Good strong rebound by Ball, who's spent almost the entirety of this game in. Same with McKernan, who has the ball now. Going to be a foul on Bourne. It's the big thing. They're putting two hands on him. Once you put two hands on a player, that's a foul. It's the easiest call in the book. As we are going to see the once again unnamed number 31 come into the game.
The mysterious.
If I were to guess, don't quote me on this, this is probably Kamari Hines, who on our sheet says 32, but there is no 32 on the bench. So I would guess that is Hines.
That might add up.
I'll double check and make sure I'm not. Yeah, it says Kamari is actually just a freshman up here. So hopefully we are correct in that assessment. Second free throw up and good. 68-42. Now, got Sorensen in the corner. Three-pointer, good? Is that three? Yeah, that's three. 68-45 as, once again, Poudre has ballooned their lead. Poudre is going to be a very dangerous team in this 5A, what's it called, Front Range League. There are many, especially Fort Collins, all four of their teams are very, very good this year, between Rocky Mountain, Fort Collins, and, of course, the preseason favorites, Fossil Ridge. Poudre electing to hold the ball. And some haphazard attempts from George Washington to get the ball back. They're going to hold it. 2-1. Ball game.
Man. There it is.
Good fight by George Washington, but Poudre just absolutely looking phenomenal from start to finish, especially in that fourth quarter as they absolutely lapped George Washington.
They never really slacked, you could say, but unless you're talking about like the first couple minutes of the game, that's the only time they were down.
They looked very, very good, and don't go anywhere, as shortly we will have our stream for Denver East Fossil Ridge, two 5A semifinal teams from last year. Do not go anywhere.